Hey, what's happening? This is your host Tinto, and before we get started on this weekend's episode, I would like to give a shout out to everybody that got me coffees, starting with you, Rutendo Edith. Again, it's not the first time you've done so. Thank you for your generous contribution. And your comment there reads, Happy Friday, Tinto, and thank you. This is for your son, by the way, not you. Oi, who's the host here? And then another big thank you to Chi Chi. Again, this is not the first time you've given coffees, and your comment there reads, thank you in advance for the new episode. You're welcome. Tishi Trey Bogus, yeah, you've been slacking, man, but welcome back. Another generous contribution, and your comment there reads, it's been a minute, indeed. Somebody anonymous gave me 5 solid coffees, and your comment there reads, I haven't paid my dues in a while. You're the best, Tinto. Keep at it. You are doing the Lord's work. I will remain anonymous. Come on, come out. And then I got brilliant, awesome contribution. Thank you for your coffees, and your comment there reads, your podcast is so therapeutic. And then we got Mrs. M, another generous contribution, and your comment there reads, long overdue from me. Always looking forward to the next episode. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Lorraine Pilime, yay, she came through strong just last night because I did not have the energy to get this episode ready, but she hit me with 20 solid coffees. And her comment there reads, always a fan of your podcast. Thank you. Honestly, this is what energized me to get this podcast out to you this morning. And then last but not least, we got Sophisticated Ignorance, who bought me a lot of coffees as well. And your comment there reads, it's been a while. Keep up the amazing work. You guys are absolutely amazing, man. Thank you so much. If you'd like to support the podcast in a similar manner, please head over to www.buymeacoffee.com/feeling station and give as your spirit leads. Remember, there is nothing too small to support the podcast that you've grown to love. With that out of the way, let's get straight into this weekend's episode. And guess what? It is a male.
Is that a breakup? I think we have a situation right here.
On the Feeling Station.
Hi, Tinto. How are you, man?
Yo, what's happening, brother? I'm very well, thanks. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. How are you? How's everything? That's
Good boy. You have no idea how much I've been waiting to this recording, and I must apologize for taking so many days to get in touch with you. Thank you for being patient.
I totally understand. I think it's always a busy schedule trying to balance a lot of things and everything, and the pressures that come along with this whole adulthood thingy.
Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Welcome. Yes, at last. I think it's been a long time coming ever since.
Yeah. For those listening to this podcast for the first time, it's a romantic family and friendship breakup podcast showcasing stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give lessons from their experiences. Now, I hope you find today's story entertaining, but more importantly, meaningful. And the podcast is popular for 2 main reasons, really. The first being, I do my best to keep my guests anonymous by giving them a name. So, are you ready for me to give you a name, brother?
Yes. So hopefully I will definitely remember it.
Now, you are privileged to have a name from my home country, which is Zimbabwe, in the Shona language, Chishona language, and your name is Watipa, right? Or some people will say or some will say Watipa. And what that basically means is he or she has given us. And that could be anything. That could be hope, love, joy, peace, patience, happiness, sadness, stress, everything. The name is Watipa. So you can choose what it is that you've been given by somebody who's important to you.
I think it's more of anxiety.
Watipa anxiety.
Stress, I think depression, all sorts of negative things that can trigger our mental health and everything.
Yeah, okay, cool. So your name is Watipa, and what are you calling the lady you're going to talk about in this episode?
Yeah, I think this episode is, hopefully I'll be able to squeeze, but it's got 2 main characters.
2?
Yes, which happen more like concurrently from one person to another over a certain period of time. But it's mainly 2.
Does this mean you're 2 girlfriends at the same time?
No. It's from subject A, then you move on to subject B. But it's more like from heartbreak to heartbreak.
So we can say Watipa stress.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. So what are you calling girl number one?
I've decided to call girl number one subject A.
Ooh. Okay. And the other is subject B.
And the other one is subject B, because I believe when you name something, it's something that you genuinely care about. But
okay, cool. And the second reason why the podcast is popular is I do my best. They're real life lessons that people learn from the experience you're going to share. So, what do you want people listening to this episode to go away with?
Yeah, I think the lessons, hopefully they'll be able to learn more as the conversation deepens.
Yeah.
But mainly, number one is never be too emotionally available for people. Use that to their advantage.
Okay, cool. Lesson number two.
Lesson number two, it's, as always, do not ignore the red flags.
Yes. Do you know what?
The red flags.
I'm actually going to write a song about this, So, honestly, I've got a ghostwriter. She is incredible, right? At writing songs, and I hope I'm half decent in creating the music, because all the music you hear on the podcast is done by me. So I'm actually thinking of putting a song together about red flags, because almost every episode talks about red flags.
Yeah, please do that one.
Okay, cool.
Lesson number three is I think handling situations diplomatically helps.
Okay.
Like when people expect you to react in a certain way, but you do the direct opposite.
Yeah. That is a skill,
Yes.
It doesn't come naturally, and it usually comes with experience after a few incidents that probably have gone wrong when you've chosen the nuclear option. Okay.
I think as well, it's having people around you during hardships is the greatest way to healing.
Yeah.
In this situation, there's friends that literally turned into family.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then last one, do not trust people.
My guy, you've just created a conflict. Lesson 4 and number 5 are fighting with each other. One, you're saying get people to help you with healing. Then you say don't trust them.
Yes.
Pick a struggle, brother. Which is which?
It's more like the people whom you more like look up to sometimes. They'll find a way to manipulate that.
Okay.
So it's more like the people that you trust, make sure you trust them 100%, but do not just trust people easily.
Okay. It actually ties in with lesson number 1, which is never be too emotionally available for people, because they'll use that to advantage. Yeah. Okay, cool. You got any more lessons?
Yeah, no, I think that's it. We are good to go.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. What deeper? I'll just play back those lessons. Number 1, never be too emotionally available for people. They will use that to your advantage. Lesson number 2, do not ignore the red flags. Lesson number 3, handling situations diplomatically helps. Lesson number 4, people help with healing. And number 5, do not trust people. So let's get into it. I'm assuming subject A is the first person you were interested in. Is that right?
Yes, but then subject A then comes into the relationship after I've been subject B.
Okay, so
but I first met subject A first.
Fine. So Watipa, take it away. I don't know which way this is going. Tell your story. I'm here to listen.
Yeah, so it's 2020.
Yeah.
Beginning of 2020, before we get into the lockdown and everything.
Yeah.
So I was in uni by then. So I played varsity sports.
Mm-hmm.
So during training, I remember we were using facilities of a certain college within our town. I was in a bit of a small town when I was in uni. So I'm all sweaty and everything. I go for a water break. Then boom, I see subject A. Like, okay. She ticks all the boxes. I'm blown away.
Hold up. You see one person and suddenly they tick all the boxes. How many boxes did you have?
Personally, I could say she was fine. She was proper.
Okay, that's one box. She's fine. What other boxes did she tick at that point?
After the conversation, I think we had like hi, but the way she responded, she was like super chilled and calm. And I was like, that's the person that I'm looking for.
So that box number 2, super fine.
She's not all over the place and everything.
Chilled, not all over the place. That's 2 boxes. Any more boxes she ticked right there and then?
Probably another one was the conversation. I realized that I'm speaking to a very, very intelligent people. I'm one person who's drawn to very, very intelligent people.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's fine, chilled, and intelligent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We speak, but my phone was far away in my kit bag. So I'm like, can you get my number? Probably you can text me and everything. And apparently she does so. I give you my number, she texts me. But from there, when we met, we became friends, literally. I did not shoot my shot. I just laid back and I was like, let me take my time knowing this person. But then during that time of getting to know her, while we were in the same town, lockdown came.
Mm-hmm.
So during lockdown, we continued to speak probably once every 2-3 weeks. It wasn't anything that was too deep, but it was like, hi, when we speak, probably speak for like 30 minutes to an hour and proper conversation and everything, which was fine. Our relationship was okay that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it also happened that my varsity and their college were doing correspondence learning, probably a batch of a certain group of people go to school to learn during COVID and everything. It wasn't like 100% lockdown like other parts of the world,
Right.
which was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it also happened that during that lockdown, we were back in that small town of ours at school together.
Mm-hmm.
We had several dates as friends, and I remember during my birthday, I invited her to a party. My friends were throwing a party for me,
Mm-hmm.
but she refused to come through. But she actually gave me a gift and everything, and I was like, okay.
Why didn't she want to come through?
Yeah, she didn't want to come through. She was like, these are your friends. I probably would be bored and everything. But I understood that she was literally not comfortable in that social space.
Hey, did you have boarding friends, my guy?
Not really, but I think my friends were like, wow, we're super hot. Because I remember that day we drank like on my birthday, and I knew that she wouldn't fit in. We went out, we drank and everything. It was during lockdown, but we found a way to enjoy and party.
Okay.
But it was more like she wouldn't fit socially.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, but however, our relationship kind of faded, which was fine. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Towards, I think 2020 passed, we jump into 2021. COVID was starting to ease, right?
Mm.
Schools are now opening and everything. And subject B, that's when she comes in.
Now, hold up right there, Watiba. You said that the relationship started to fade. Relationship only fade when either one or both parties stop trying. So
I think I kind of like, I also stopped trying, and I was like, okay, it's fine.
okay,
Stop trying.
if you say you also stop trying, you that sounds like it's reactive to her not trying.
Yeah, reason being is I'd seen status of her posting some boyfriend, and I was like, I cannot be a part of this drama.
But had you told her that you want to be your boyfriend?
No, I think I had shown the signs, but I hadn't like shot my shot, like literally.
So why were you catching feelings about another boy being on a status when you hadn't shot your shot? You had no right to be claiming her.
I was in a situation whereby I was like, the way our relationship was, the communication and everything, she could see that this guy actually likes me. But anyway, besides that, I was like, no, it's fine. Probably she didn't read between the lines and everything. It's fine. People can be shallow or whatsoever, cannot read between the lines and say, this guy actually likes me, the way he calls me, the way he looks out for me, the way he's like, how are you? He's checking up on me during COVID and everything, because most people actually went through mental breakdowns during COVID, but I think I was a bit consistent with her.
So you've just described as shallow, but right at the beginning, one of the first things you said, she was fine, easygoing, and intelligent. So was she shallow or intelligent?
socially, as time goes on, I think you also realize when she will pop up again in our storyline, probably.
I'm a little concerned by the description to say that the relationship started to fade and you were reacting to her posting boys, but you never shot your shot. So what are you expecting her to do? She doesn't know. She can't read in between the lines. And for me, this is always a hot potato for me, to the extent that just this week I put a tweet up to say, is it important for a guy to actually ask you out? And it got mixed feelings. Some people said that's an old culture. And some people said it's still cute to do so. Whoever wants to get into a relationship, based on my view, must make it known.
Yeah, I think.
Because the absence of doing that creates gray lines. And this is the situation you're in. You're catching feelings over someone, but you hadn't said what you want.
Yeah, I think it's...
And then as a result of that, you decided to withdraw yourself and you're about to tell me about subject B.
Yeah, I think withdrawing was more like of saying that, whereby you're like, okay, I think that was my part as well, of not telling how I felt.
Yeah.
And my intentions with you and everything.
So I don't think it's fair to say that you started drifting as a result of her posting a boy. You also have a part to play in not making your own intentions known. And let's be honest, man to man, right?
Yeah.
A man goes for what he wants and he stops at nothing to get it.
Yes. I think
right? You wanted to study whatever you're studying at uni. You didn't stop at that. When you went for your break during your sports activity where you saw her for the first time, you stopped at nothing to have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
Which you then found out she was fine, easygoing, and intelligent, asked for a phone number, through a message. She did all of that because that's what you want and you went for what you wanted. But suddenly, the relationship thing, you're not saying what you want. What's going on, Watiba?
Yeah, I guess it's like I said, probably it's like probably 100% my fault of me stepping back and saying. Plus another thing that I had seen was like, since she has posted a boyfriend, I wouldn't want to be that kind of a person whereby I would pitch in, they seemed happy and whatever through their post, and be that guy who comes after to kill and destroy and whatsoever. So I was like, no.
So was this guy a romantic boyfriend or a friend who's a boy?
No, it was like a romantic relationship, like proper romantic relationship.
So how would you not establish that she was in a relationship before? Did you know or you didn't?
I didn't, and she seemed, sometimes during conversations whereby you could flirt and whatsoever, she seemed to be responsive, but then all of a sudden you see a post and I was like, okay, let me step back a bit and let me not cause havoc.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's proceed.
So subject B, when things were now easing up and everything, like I highlighted that I was playing varsity sport.
Yeah.
We are called in for a camp, preparing for a tournament. So there was a camp whereby would because people hadn't played the sport for almost, I don't know, a year and a half and everything.
Yeah, because of lockdown, right?
Because of lockdown, so we had to prepare and everything. So I come in late for the camp, but I was the captain. Apparently, I was the captain, but I come in late because of personal reasons at home. And I think me being me, I was literally close to a lot of people, so everyone goes wild. The old teammates that I have known for almost 2 years or whatsoever in uni, they go crazy. We are, everything is fine. But then there are new people who have joined the team for the past year and a half. We're not coming to training because of lockdown, but we're just there in the social groups and whatsoever. I then see subject B and I'm like, okay, she's okay. But I then discover that there were like 3 boys were after her within the team. Like, I was like, okay, it's fine. But me being me, I just wanted a new challenge. That's honest. That's the one reason that I approached. I wanted something I just wanted to test the waters. And me testing the waters, it's I end up getting the girl. Literally, I approach her, I gave you my number, we start talking and everything. The conversations were long because I remember the first proper conversation that we had was the day of the tournament that we played our games. After the games were done, I remember I just called and I was like, sit down, I want to talk to you. She was like first year uni. So she was a bit intimidated, like this guy almost done with uni is calling me to sit down. I just went up front and I was like, you know what? I think you've seen that with me looking for you, texting you and whatsoever. I genuinely like you. That was me. She did not give me a response, but from there I just brushed off the liking thing. But then we started talking. Tinto, I'll tell you, my man, that conversation was so deep in terms of she opened up. The very first proper conversation that we have with this woman or girl is she opens up about literally everything that she has been going through for the past year. While at least us are being worried about COVID and everything. She opened up about losing a mom and not being able to mourn properly because she had exams to prepare for within a week and everything. And she had to step up and be the mother of the little brother. She's got a little brother. The dad was also confused about everything. It was just an emotional situation and everything. I literally cried on the first day. But fast forward, the following day, actually, she was staying at a hotel. They'd booked up a hotel with some friends, like a small lodge thingy. Me and my friend, we go there because my friend was dating the sister, sort of like the sister, but through sport. So we go there, and my friend and the sister, they're doing their thing. We sit by the pond and we start talking again. These first two conversations lasted for almost 3 to 4 hours on 2 different days. So emotionally, we are connected. So I then took it upon myself after us talking and everything. I was like, I genuinely like this girl and I feel like she's going through a lot. So let me be there for her. It was fine. We then started officially dating, which was fine.
Did you tell her I want to date you?
Yes, she was now aware. And then I think the thing that made us to start dating was when I kissed her, she responded. We had a situation whereby she comes back to school. She's now opening schools. She's stuck in terms of accommodation. I pitch in.
Pitch in how?
Oh, she was still looking for accommodation. Place that she has got, it was double booked and everything. So she was now looking out for accommodation from scratch. So I take my friend's car, I go and pick her up, I put her up at my place. I was like, this is my room, you can sleep in my room, I'll sleep in another room so that you're comfortable and everything, which was fine. Everything was fine. Nothing happened during that time. No intentions, no whatsoever, because my intentions were pure from day one. I wanted something permanent, I wanted something long. I didn't want to take advantage of the situation. Probably make your first move because she's vulnerable. She's staying at your place and everything. So she finally gets a place to stay. I finally get her a place to stay after like 3 nights at my place. Everything was fine. So during that time of looking for a place to stay, her staying at my place, me giving her my supplies and everything for her to use and everything, she also got attached and said, you seem to be a genuine guy. We can try the thingy.
What thingy?
I remember the relationship. We can start dating officially.
So she's the one who said this to you?
Yes, after me pursuing and saying, I said I like you, and then she then said, it's fine, we can do the thing.
So where did the kiss happen? When?
The kiss happened during the time when we were looking for a place. I remember it was the last night for her at my place. We're coming from the shops and everything. We just stopped and we had a conversation, and I think that's when we then kissed. And then she was like, this kiss means we can start dating officially.
So she asked you out?
No, I first did. So she was now responding back.
But you still haven't told me when or how you did it, except for saying that you kissed and that's when you knew that were an item. But now you're saying she's the one who said this kiss means hey, yeah. So
during the time of the guys, 3, 4 guys eating on her and everything, that's when I also came into the picture and I also like you and everything. So I literally bulldozed through 3, 4 guys who were already asking her out, and
okay.
And I want the woman.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
I hope we are together.
Yeah, no, we're together. I mean, I almost sound obsessive about this, but
Okay.
the reality is, I believe a woman wants to be asked out because it's an indication of intention, right? I'm not a woman. I don't have breasts. I don't have estrogen and all of them hormones. But something tells me a woman wants to be reassured by a statement of confidence in what the guy wants to do. I believe it's attractive. So it appears to be something that has been lost along the wayside somewhere over the last 10, 15 years. That guys feel that if you talk to a woman a certain way, you express yourself a certain way, she should read it between the lines, and then you guys become an item. But what guys on the other hand do is say, when shit hits the fan, they can roll it back and say, well, I never actually said I want you to be my girlfriend, and that's their jail out of jail free card, which which is often not fair on the woman.
Yeah, so, I think on this one, on subject B, I genuinely asked her out, like literally me coming through and bulldozing other three guys, and I'm like, I like you. I want to build genuine relationship with you. I want to be there emotionally. Yeah. We're going through stuff and everything. That's what I vowed for. So we start dating officially.
Yeah.
After we start dating officially, mind you, we are playing the same sport.
Mm-hmm.
So subject now involves other people. Like since you already share the same social spaces, it then means that our relationship will be known, whatever happens and everything. So I remember the first time that we planned that probably we are going to have our first proper make-out session and everything. We were hosted by the sister who was dating that friend of mine. It was more like of a movie night and everything, but the sister and my friend would then go and sleep at my friend's place. So the sister was vowing, the first red flag that I see is the sister is vowing, no, subject B is a virgin, subject B is a virgin, subject B is a virgin. She was also saying I'm a virgin from day one, because that's one thing that I always ask the people that I'm into relationships with is, what's your sexual status? Are you sexually active? People lose virginity in different ways. It's fine. I don't mind that.
Why is that an important question to ask if it's fine and you don't mind it?
I'm that one person whereby probably if I found that I'm dating someone who's a virgin, I would make sure that whenever it happens, whenever I get the opportunity, who breaks their virginity and everything.
Why, when you're not a virgin yourself?
Because I guess probably once you're in a relationship, one way or the other, it will lead to that.
But it could be someone else who breaks it, not you. And that should be okay.
It should be fine. With me, it should be fine. You've got a past, I've got a past, and I don't mind that past. So we're getting to know each other. We're talking, we're in a relationship. I want to know your past. You get to know my past and everything, which is fine. And I won't judge you for that. So she vows that she's a virgin. Which is fine. After she vows that she's a virgin, during the first night, it just happened, and you then discover that she's not a virgin, because when somebody's a virgin, you can feel the tightness and everything, but she was not a virgin.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. You've been vowing for almost a month saying you're a virgin, but you are not.
Had you been with a virgin before her?
Yes, I think the previous relationship that I was coming out was like almost like a 10-month relationship with a virgin, and I did not do anything.
So how would you have known the difference in what the vagina tightness is like if you didn't do anything with someone who was supposedly a virgin?
With my previous relationship, we had tried it, but whereby you try and you ask her that, are you sure, during the process? And she's now like, no. So you now know what you're dealing with. So I was like, no, it's fine. I won't judge and everything. So during that time of us being together, a certain guy continues to pop up. messages, calls, and whatsoever. But I don't touch a phone because I'm like, no, I don't usually touch people's phones. I continues to send messages and everything. So one day I'm drawn to say, let me just touch this phone. Because this guy continues to call. Sometimes we are together, he calls. I just ignore, I step away because I'm like, probably the relationship is still new. She's still trying to clear one or two people that she was having in her life and everything. Because I'd already given her ample time and I'm like, clear your stuff and everything.
So when you asked about this guy, what did she say about him?
She was like, she's a guy from church. Back home.
Okay, and what? They are just friends.
He's a friend from church. But then I opened the messages and I'm like, the things that I saw through were like, people were literally in a relationship and he was complaining that since you went to school, you have neglected me. I was like, no, it's fine. Him complaining that I've been neglected, probably it means that he's now taking me serious.
You?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I ignore the first red flag. I think that's red flag number 2. And mind you, during that time of I'm emotionally available for her because she's still in mourning. And I remember this one time she called me and she was like, Watipa, I'm not okay. May you please come and see me. I go there and she's like, I miss my mom. And I was like, no, it's fine. Tell me more about her. She's like this, like, and I was like, now you can cry. I think I was the first person whom she mourned her mother on genuinely because she cried for literally 30 minutes to 45 minutes. After that, I was like, I feel like you're now better. Let's go out for a walk. So I'm emotionally available. I'm making sure that she's fine. Each and every day, mind you, we are checking up on Moon because this person is going through a lot. I then ignore this guy. I was like, no, it's fine. So fast forward, there's a trip that is planned to go like probably 700-800 kilometers away from our town, a sports trip. But I wasn't supposed to go. But then she pressured me. I then followed through the trip, like 800 kilometers. It was like in a nice town and everything, like a mini holiday, but through a sport. I followed through. I paid the hotel and everything. And she was like appreciative and everything. This is like the first sacrifice that I made. Traveling 800 Ks for a weekend so that you can be with your girlfriend.
Is that sacrifice or intent? Because by saying sacrifice, you're saying that you had better things to do than attending to your girl.
So I would say it's intent, but it's remember, I'm a college student and everything. It's a bit of a financial strain because she's not contributing anything.
Yeah. Okay.
We go to this trip. I think everything was fine. Remember when I said that never trust people? During this trip, I then discovered that probably my coach might be a little bit into subject B.
How did you discover that?
And mind you, this guy is, because he was literally pissed that I was there because I went through the trip with that friend of mine was dating the sister. Yeah. And so it was more like of a double date vacation, blah, 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 blah. So, and even my guy was like, dude, don't you see something? This guy is literally pissed that we are here. But then I then discovered later that all along it was the intention to check me out.
Yeah.
And mind you, this person is literally married and he's got kids and the family and everything.
So subject B was hitting it off with a married guy who had kids.
They hadn't started, but they will later on hit it off. During the time that we're together, they haven't hit it off. So I then realized that during that time, this guy continues to take you out, literally, because not all the cases that you see and everything, but he takes you out with friends and whatsoever. So I was like, oh, okay. I then step back and everything, and I tell you that I feel like because of such reasons, social spaces, the places that you go, I feel like decide what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So then she's like, no, it's fine. I think we're already going home, and also my boyfriend from home is also waiting for me. So I don't think it's necessary for us to be an item. I was like, oh, okay. It's fine. But what intrigues me is the subject B continues to text me while we're at home. Hi, every morning, like normal girlfriend thing. So I remember on the 23rd of December, that's in 2021, I was like, dude, stop texting me. I'm no longer your boyfriend. I think I've played my part. And she was like, no, I thought that you're the only person that has been there for me. So you're my friend and whatsoever. I was like, no, I cannot be friends with you. So later on, during the beginning of 2022, the sister then calls me. She's like, dude, your girlfriend is receiving calls, a lot of calls from this guy through the landline and everything. Work landline and my 20-minute calls. And I was like, oh, we're now together. Fast forward after they're together, because remember, this guy I was looking up to was literally my coach, everything. So he's someone that you would look up to.
Yeah.
Fast forward, you then realize that, no, it's fine. They go on a trip to a certain town. They actually hook up in a lodge and everything. I was like, no, it's fine.
How did you know they hooked up in a lodge?
Someone, I don't know. Did I even say the spot? Because if I said something along the spot, may you please just cover up the glitch? Because
you actually didn't. I don't know what sport it was.
Yeah, which is fine. So our social spaces is very, very small social space in terms of the sport. So everyone who plays the sport in Zim
knows each other.
Okay. If you're playing high level sport, so you know each other.
Yeah.
So they'd gone for a tournament and whatsoever. But we're no longer together, which was fine. But the sister was literally my friend as well. So she tells me that this is what has happened. And other people have been telling me, and I was like, no, it's fine. During that time of healing, my friend and I had a trip to a town whereby Subject A was based in.
Okay. Yeah.
More of a business trip-ish, whereby there were some deals to do in that town.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, my guy, I've got someone in that town. Let me call you. Probably you can go and see her.
My guy, what about? Okay, go on.
So I tried to call. Some relative answers the call. And then she's like, no, Subject A is in hospital. She had a very serious accident. I literally crumbled. Accident, and she's in ICU for the past a month and a half.
Ooh.
So I was literally, she was nothing to me, but I was heartbroken a bit because she was somebody that I knew.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I continue to just call and check up. Then she's now out of ICU. She's now out of physiotherapy and everything. We start talking. So she's no longer, she was at work as well. She was now at work when the accident occurred. So she's not going to work. She's literally bored. She had a scar that was cutting across her face. Literally, the scar was actually torn almost like at the center of the skull. It was a very, very gruesome accident. And she's emotionally not okay. During the accident scene, they stole her money. She was going to buy a car and everything. It was so I'm there. I'm now there because remember, these two women I'm emotionally there for her. She's now telling herself that I've got a scar. I'm a very, very deep cut. I'm no longer beautiful. And I'm like, no, you're still beautiful and everything. Fast forward, schools close. I go to visit her at her house like 3-4 times to see her during that recovery time of the accident. So during that time, we end up becoming close, and I actually tell you that I genuinely like you, and I want you to be my girlfriend and everything. Then she was like, no, I feel like I need to focus on myself. But
my guy, hold up a sec. How did you suddenly discover you genuinely like her and you want to be her girlfriend? I mean her boyfriend.
During the time of supporting her through the accident,
So
we would talk literally every day about most of the things, the struggles and whatsoever, eh, eh, her struggles, her emotional struggles and everything, and I was there for her. And during conversations, I'm a guy who's drawn to conversation as well. You might be attractive, which is fine, but once I have a conversation with you, I'll be drawn to you.
let's just roll back a little bit. Outside of these people that you're having conversations with romantically as a woman, let's just talk about maybe the nuclear family. So you've got mom, you've got dad, right?
Yes,
Are you closer to your mom or to your dad?
I'm closer to my mom.
And what kind of conversations would you generally have with your mom?
I wouldn't say it's our conversations are more like we talk about life goals. She how she shares her struggles probably with once in a while, our married couples go through many fight and whatsoever. I'm literally the person that she tells, and I just advise her and whatsoever. But I don't usually open up about my relationships to her or whatsoever emotional struggles that I go through.
So
So with this person, I find someone that I'm literally opening up to, and she's also opening up to, and we're talking about goals. Our goals are literally the same. Our whatsoever is literally the same.
I asked that question for a reason. Because you've just indicated you're closer to your mom who's female. And she happens to be the person who shares her struggles with you as far as marriage goes, and you are a source of comfort for your mother. It feels that there's a possibility that you being a source of comfort for a female individual is important to you. And there's a risk in interpreting that as love, because it's the same thing that you're doing for your mom. You listen to your mom to support her, and it's a sign of you loving your mom because you're a source of comfort for your mother. Here's a woman who's been in an accident. She's got a scar across her face. She's having a lot of difficulty. She finds comfort in you, and you open your arms because that's the same thing you'd have done for your mom. So what this woman sounds like to me, subject A, is your mom too. And there's a thing that goes that we fall in love with either mom or dad, and we look for mom or dad in our partners. And this is sounding a lot like you found mom in subject A. So the reason why I'm saying this is, how were you able to distinguish this from being romantic love versus the love you would have for your mom? Because the common ground here is struggle. She's struggling with how she looks. She's struggling with how she feels about herself. And you're a source of comfort, and you're drawn to that. In the same way your mom has shared struggles that she's had with her marriage, and you support her, and you're drawn to that because she's your mom. How did you distinguish between romantic love and love for a family member and you expressing yourself? Because now this is starting to feel like it's a lot about you and how you feel about giving support to someone than it is about what they are and how romantically involved you are with them.
Wow. That's a hard question to answer, but I think it's like you said. I think one thing that I believe in is you always be drawn to a partner of someone that you grew up with or someone that you idolize. That's the type of partner that you want to have.
So you see now why I'm saying that this feels like you are drawn to your mom in the form of subject A.
Yeah, I think we can put it that way. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we can put it that way. Probably that you're emotionally attached to people simply because they symbolize someone who's so dear to you.
Okay. So let's move this forward. You now feel what you feel for her and you're a source of comfort, and then what happens?
yeah, during that time, she's like, not now. I'm trying to recover from the accident and whatsoever. But we are okay. We can be okay. We are good friends and whatsoever. I remember each and every time I'll tell you that you're beautiful, you're appreciated, and everything. All those encouraging words for you to gain back your confidence. Then I remember I then give you a coin. I was like, hi. She was now better. She was now walking. Everything is fine. I give you a coin. I was like, hi, I want to come and see you this weekend. I at home. She was like, no, I've already traveled to work. I was being called at work. They're now saying you've been out of work for almost 5 months, so we might terminate your contract. And I was like, but you did not tell me. I thought we were on the same page. I was a bit broken about it, that you just left the city and you've gone to work. Which was fine, but we continued to speak. So the city that she was working, and it was like 200 k's away from my college city.
Yeah.
So I go back to school. We open schools and everything. I had a sport trip in their city. So I called and I was like, I'm coming to your city and I would like to see you. And everything. I was like, no, it's fine. You can come and you can stay at my place for a night or two. So mind you, I'm going there. I'm going to with the school bus. When we get there, I'm going to remain. Then afterwards, I'll hike back to school. So we get there. We play our games. She did not come through. She had a work shift. Afterwards, she gave me directions. She sent me location and everything. I get there and prepared a meal. She has bought a bottle of whiskey. She knew that I loved whiskey. She had bought herself a drinks and whatsoever. Then boom, that night, everything happened. I guess when I mean everything, we slept, we became intimate and everything, which was amazing. So this is like our first time literally meeting alone, and we clicked sexually.
Yeah.
Remember, we're already clicking emotionally. Yeah, so the relationship continues. We have trips. I continue to do trips up and down to your city. Every 2 weeks, I'm going there. Every 2 weeks, I'm going there. During that time, I remember during the trips, there was a certain guy who was always calling her. Imagine at 12 midnight, we're sleeping. The guy calls, but then she would chuck him off and it's like, why are you calling me? It's at night, why are you calling me? Blah, 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 blah.
So, just so I get this right, Subject B had someone who used to call her, and Subject A also now has somebody who used to call her.
Calling her.
Mad thing.
Which was. So I'm like, no, it's fine. So the thing is, with me handling situations diplomatically, I'm not reacting. I'm everything. I'm trying to build up something, because if you react immediately, you might not be able to find the truth and everything.
Where did you get that experience from?
I guess the uni. I was most of my friends were way older than me. So you would learn from their marriages and whatever. So tell my guy, such an situation happened. This is how I handled it. So you first become calm and you relax and you wait to see whatever happens.
Okay.
So I become calm. He then says to me, I remember you remember that guy that I used to hook up with. He's still in my case after the accident. He abandoned me because probably I wasn't looking the way that I used to look. Now he's trying to come back and saying, I still love you, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, you know what, Subject A, fix up your mess, fix up your shit. Then if you still want me, you tell me. So mind you, during this time, she's got a whole mess with the guy and everything. She's like, okay. I remember the day I was at school and she was like, Watipa, I'm not okay. Like, what's up? I've missed my period, and this is like the first time of it happening.
Hey.
I was like, okay. With me and my diplomacy, I was like, sweetheart, my love, chill. Chill, don't worry. Everything is going to be fine. So I remember that very same weekend, I went down and I was like, no, it's fine. You missed your period, but it's fine. Don't worry. Everything is going to be fine. Calm me down. I go back and I was like, let's wait for until 3 weeks or so. Then whatsoever is wrong. So during that time, I was almost writing my exams. So I was like, let me just keep a cool head because you win your exams and everything and fail and you have to repeat the whole semester and everything. So I finished my exams the day that I finished my exams on a Friday. Saturday, get the bus, go and see my woman, subject A. I was like, no, it's fine. We sleep the night, everything is fine. I was like, no, tomorrow we are going to go and get the pregnancy test and everything. So mind you, we're in a small town. We get into town. The 2 pharmacies that are in town are closed on a Sunday. We're trying to get the PT. I was like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Then there's like a place whereby it's like a 30-minute walk from town. I was like, let me go there and buy. And she was like, no, don't worry. I'll look into it when I'm now alone. Don't worry. Everything is fine. So we get home. I was like, sweetheart, the worst case scenario is that you're pregnant.
Or the best case scenario that you're pregnant. That's how I'd view it because I know the beauty of being a father.
Yeah. So I was like, I know that I might not be able to give you the life that you want and everything, but I know I can take care of you and my baby.
Interesting you say that. How is that worst case scenario then, if you know what you're capable of doing for both you and your child?
To her, it was the worst case scenario because she did not want to be, but I was like, this is the situation that has been there. I won't abort. I might not be able to, our culture, it's you pay bride price and everything. I was like, I might not be able to pay the biggest price and everything, but I know I can be able to raise something within a space of 6 months. And do the proper thing. And we start a family. She had a good job. I was also working. I was also doing a proper degree that even alone with the side hustle, I can be able to sustain us. Like, no, it's fine. But honestly, I don't want, I also don't want to abort. So we're now on the same team. So mind you, when I go to see, I had finished my exams, so schools had closed, right? So I go down there, I go back to school and she's like, I'll buy the PT. She never buys the pregnancy. So I had also forgotten, the last night that I was there, I opened your Facebook. I then go to that guy who has been calling.
Why were you doing that in the first place?
I think I was, one or the other, my guards were saying that there must be something between this person and this girl.
So were you suspicious or had the feeling that this might not be my child and you wanted to verify that?
No, I was just suspicious of their relations.
But you weren't suspicious before the pregnancy?
I had been, but I hadn't gotten the opportunity to open it up. But this time I got the opportunity.
That sounds a bit convenient now that she's pregnant.
Plus, mind you, we are not 100% sure that she's pregnant because we hadn't taken the test. But I was like, let me just open. This is the last night before I go back to my town.
So let's talk like brothers here. Did you suddenly now have the confidence and need to verify that because you knew there was a prospect of the child, even though it wasn't verified? And you just wanted to be a little more certain within yourself that if she is, what are the chances that it's me or someone else?
Up to now, I know 100% that the baby is mine.
Because you ejaculated in her vagina when you had sex?
Yes, and during that time, I felt like we were okay for us to not to have other partners within our relationship. But anyway, after God, you should fear women. You never know.
Yes, but the only thing that has raised my eyebrows is the fact that you had no reason to be checking a Facebook before all of this, but suddenly on the last night you decided to check that Facebook, and I just want us to speak openly,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
okay to do that here. Why did you particularly feel that need to do that on that last night? Because you hadn't had a reason to do it before. So why suddenly now?
I think prior to that, I had gone through a WhatsApp, and the WhatsApp was dry.
So you were in the habit of going through her phone?
Specifically looking for this subject who's always calling at night and saying, "Hi, what's up? Where are you? Where are you? Whatsoever, what are you up to and everything."
Why, when she told you on some occasion that you stop phoning me, it's not right to call me this late? So did you have trust issues with her?
Yeah, I guess I've always had trust issues. Mind you, I'm coming from a relationship whereby subject B has been taken away by someone that I trust as well. And like I said, I'm not trusting this woman 100% as well.
So you were bringing baggage to subject A?
Yeah, we can say baggage and caution as well, because I was being cautious as well.
Okay. All right.
So I then go through the Facebook, and then, dude, the message that I see there, this guy is like, but these messages are like from long back. This guy is like, remember when we were in the shop and you were whispering in my ear that you are now wet and everything?
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not ask. I just slept through the night. After sleeping through the night, tomorrow morning, I packed my bag and went to my hometown. The following day, I then take my bag, catch the bus to my hometown.
So when you say these messages were from long back, were they from before your time or during your time?
I can say before my time, but then the person was saying this person is nothing to me and everything, but the way...
So that shouldn't matter, right? Because you weren't in the picture. So why are you packing your bags? She wasn't your woman?
I'm packing my bags because I'm already going, but then also because I'm just saying that this person, to me, I've always been open about the past. She knows that she knew the relationship that I was coming from and everything. But she was like, the only guy that I've had is this guy that I was aware of, which things were now off with the person. So I'm like, you were cheating on you. It's more like you were not loyal with the person that I thought you were in a loyal relationship with. I was a bit disappointed. But to me, I'm like, there's a baby involved. I cannot walk away 100%. So I get back to my hometown. Now she starts calling. Dude, I'm pregnant. You should look for whoever is responsible for an abortion. I want to get an abortion. I don't want this baby. You impregnated me and everything. And I'm like, my sister, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to participate in an abortion. She then continues to be on my case. She then continues to be on my case each and every time. Fast forward, after a couple of weeks, I think the pregnancy is now 2 months. I think 2-3 days before our last conversation, I was like, I want to remove the pregnancy. I was like, if you remove that pregnancy, I'll look for your mom on Facebook and I'll definitely tell her that you killed my baby. Then she cut the call. So remember, we're now in different places. I'm at home and she's still at work. After 2-3 days, I've come down. I called and I was like, "Hi, how are you? I'm now calm. How's the baby?" Baby who's 2 months old is in the tummy, right? Like, dude, there was no baby. I was lying to you. Did you ever check? Did you ever check the PT? Did you ever see any test? I was not pregnant. My period came. Everything is now fine and everything. Okay. Tinto, I don't want to lie to you. I was heartbroken, literally. And she said all sorts of things, insulting things, and saying that, dude, you're nothing. All those kind of things. You think you can impregnate me and everything. I was like, oh my God. Fast forward, I continued my life. Month number 3. I finished my exam, my final exams. I finished school and everything. Early this year.
In January?
This year.
In January 2023.
Sends a message. Yes, 2023. He sends a message. Hi. So I'm that person who doesn't open WhatsApp messages, who takes time to respond to WhatsApp messages. After she says hi, I deleted the numbers and everything, but you know the number. You would know the number when it comes through. I then pick up my phone and I'm like, I'm giving this person a call. Hi. Hi, how are you? I'm all right. Long time. Yeah, long time. How's work? And she's like, I'm no longer at work. Why? In our language, in our native language, you can say, I'm now big, meaning age or body size.
Right.
I'm like, you're now big. Are you that old? I was like, no, my body is now big. What do you mean by your body is now big? She's like, I'm pregnant.
Right.
Pregnant? How many months pregnant? And she's like, I'm 7 months pregnant. I'm like, oh. And you know that it's yours. And I'm like,
right.
Send me a picture. He sends me a picture. And, subject A is literally pregnant. And I'm like, you know what? Right now I'm at work. Give you a call after work. That's me handling my situation diplomatically. I wasn't really at work, but I needed ample time to think, and also consult the board of trustees. Those are my friends who have been there for me during this whole time, these breakups, and making sure that I don't have a mental breakdown. I then call and she's like, I'm now stuck. I don't even have any preparation. I haven't registered at any hospital or clinic. I was like, okay. I think it's difficult for me to talk to you directly. I think it's better if I talk to someone older from your household.
Why?
Because culturally, if situations are like this, that's when the aunties come in and everything. Because I think part of my mind is saying it's mine. So part of it is saying it's not mine. So she gives me the mother's phone number. I don't call her the same day. I don't call her on the second day. That day she calls me, dude, why haven't you contacted my mom? My dad will look for you and everything. So she's now putting pressure on me. You understand? I was like, no. Wait, man. Do you know that you have disappeared for literally 5 to 6 months? And you're now coming back within 1 week. 1 week, the amount of pressure that you have put on me is just way too much. What do you want me to do? You know what? I think it's best if you look for me after the baby is born so that we can do DNA tests. That was me. It goes silent. Right. Then January, February, we're now in March. Towards the end of March, I receive a message and it's like, hi. Message, it's not here, but it's a new number. Hi. So I don't usually get new messages from new numbers. I was like, I once the messages get gotten in, I looked the number up from methods of payments that I used here that will show the name.
Mm.
The name rings a bell. It's something along the mother's surname because I've known this person for quite some time and I know the mother's surname and everything.
Mm.
Sure. Then she's like, "Hi, how are you?" It's like, "Yeah." Like, its subject is aunt.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, okay. You mean subject A from such a town that I know of?" And she, yes, yes. I was like, okay, it's fine. How are you? Fine. Subject A gave birth.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that's nice. I was like, but there's been complications. I was like, okay, what's up? Like loss of life.
Huh?
I was like, so I literally froze and I was like, who died? Like, the baby died.
Oh no.
I froze and I was like, okay. And the mother is not fine. She's in hospital and everything. I was like, okay. Like, let me call you. I'll call you once I'm free. On that day, I got home late from work. I was like, no, I cannot be calling people at 9 p.m. I'll call you tomorrow. Call you during lunch. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, no, auntie, you know what? I think first and foremost, the circumstances that we have met are not as circumstances that I would want us to meet. But despite that, for continuity, we have to continue and see what's on the ground.
Mm.
Yeah, and we speak. And then she's like, so I then explained the situation as I explained how we met and how she chucked me out and everything. She was like, no, when she called you at 7 months, you're supposed to respond and be there. I was like, no, I wouldn't respond on such a situation. Then later on, I then discovered that I asked her, when was the baby born? She was like, 18th of March.
Mm.
Texted me, that's like 2 weeks later, around the 29th.
Mm.
I was like, but you guys, I feel like you're way too disrespectful considering that you should have texted me on the day when it happened.
Right.
They considered me as the father of the baby, even if I wasn't involved, because you know I wasn't involved.
Mm.
End up having an altercation and everything. And I was like, no, you know what? How old are you, by the way? Auntie? She was like, she's 26. And I was like, no, I cannot be talking with someone who's almost my age.
Mm.
Right now, I don't even know what happened with my baby. Here, things are done culturally. If you acknowledge that it was my baby, you have no right to do whatsoever you did. Right now, probably I'm thinking you did something to my baby.
Right.
Or the mother did something to the baby once the baby was born. She even sent me a picture, but I was literally heartbroken. But anyway, I was like, it's fine. Then I then do calls to check up on the mother. But anyway, there was already loss of love after checking up on the mother, and then she was discharged and everything. She was discharged beginning mid-April and everything. That's like last month.
Mm.
Afterwards, I think I was just like, the only thing that is left is to cut our ties. And I haven't told anyone from my family who know. But these friends have been there. I think each and every time they check up on you, but they'll be joking about it. But I know they'll be checking up on you and they're like, my guy. Tipa, remember you are still grieving and everything. They'll be laughing it off, but I know they'll be checking up on me and they'll be having proper, genuine intentions about it.
Mm.
I was like, this thing it's better off if I cut it off. It's no longer part of my life, even if it's me trying to fix things. How can you fix things with someone who kept a secret like this for almost 5 to 6 months? And yeah, friends have been there for me, literally. Check up, are you okay, and everything. And when we say that shouldn't trust people. That's what I mean. That yes, don't trust anyone and let them into your life because literally take advantage of the situation. Because I believe that both subjects took advantage of the situation that I was there for them emotionally, and I helped them through certain emotional situation. Yes, probably sex was involved, but probably they were just doing it for appeal and everything.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then at that point, your guys' relationship was over.
Yeah, I think there's literally nothing left. I feel like there's nothing there. She doesn't look for me. I don't look for her, and I believe she's now fine health wise. What I think you always have a soft spot because up to she was carrying a baby. You know, in Africa in Africa, it's most of the times you look at the baby and you see that she literally looks like you. She's everything. Yeah. Ah, it's fine. Then the mother was like, I even kept her hair so that you can do the deal. Ah, no.
So your
But
voice
it
faded
is.
there for a sec. So she kept the hair so that you could do a DNA test, and you haven't.
I felt like it wasn't necessary.
Okay. So you've assumed you were the father, and you were okay with that thought in your mind mentally.
It was okay, but I don't even know where the baby was laid to rest. Probably right now she's 65 plus 400 Ks. That's about 865 Ks. Family of the mother did their thing. They buried the baby. They did everything away and everything. But I was like,
Hey, yeah. I guess all I can do is play back your lessons here, brother, whilst we wrap this up. Lesson number one: never be too emotionally available for people. They will use that to their advantage. Yes, that is correct. But in the same breath, you were looking for somebody like your mom. So, in the same breath that you shouldn't be emotionally available, I want to add that don't go seeking for what you grew up with in someone that you want a life partnership with. Form your own relationship independent of that if you can. If you can. And that's not an easy thing to do because half the time we do this subconsciously, right? That's number one. Number two, don't ignore the red flags. Yeah, there were some red flags on both A and B, but in the same breath, I think you could have been a bit more manly in terms of what you may have wanted from these relationships and gone straight for the kill because you can do that as a man. Number three, handling situations diplomatically helps. Yes, it does, in the sense that you were able to hold back a little bit so that you can get the full picture in terms of what was happening in the phone. Correct. Um, but the diplomacy here, yeah, it came through. But I think there's questions we could have about that, and we can talk about this offline. And then number four, people help with healing. That is 100% correct. I couldn't say that any differently because in situations that I've had difficulty myself, opening up to someone has genuinely helped. So, Watipa, I put my hands up and say, you are 1,000,000% correct on that. People genuinely do help with healing. And then, last but not least, do not trust people. Yeah, humans are valuable people who are prone to doing things that are out of the ordinary. So I guess don't trust them. But if you find some that can genuinely help you, have a bit of confidence in them and you never know what could come out of it. Just one question for you. How are you emotionally now? If you found somebody that you confide in and you're really happy with?
I think emotionally it's a struggle. Um, but confide in 100%, no. But situation whereby I've always told myself that I'll figure it out, but I don't know where it goes. And I think I'm still on the verge of looking. Yes, the friends that I have, that they and everything. One particular person that I always uh, call whenever I'm not okay, and she has been helpful. But also, she also has got a lot of things that are going on her side, and so she's not. Sometimes we want to overwhelm people.
Yeah.
But I believe we are there for each other.
Hey, thanks for sharing this with me, brother. This has been quite a bit to digest. And for those listening to this episode of The Feeling Station, 5 key lessons came out that I shared with you a second ago. And I just want to say thank you for sparing an ear to listen to this episode. I'm your host, Tinto, and I look forward to catching you in next weekend's episode. Peace.
Tell me what you're feeling.
Satis on Daro Raini and Chagezai.
Tell me what you're feeling. Now that it's over.
Satis on Daro Raini and Chagezai.
Let me talk about my feelings. Let me talk about my feelings, yeah.
Urudoi motoru noto kujidziro amai.
Kujidziro amai. Love is a fire.
Urudoi motoru noto kujidziro amai.